It's been 2 days, about 2.5 days, and we are back in Epcot. That's the monorail going overhead. We're gonna try some of the food dishes that we didn't get to. You know, those small plates as you walk around and eat at the booths seem small, but after 2 or 3 of them, you start to fill up pretty quickly. So we're gonna try some things we didn't try the first day, maybe ride a few other rides as well. Just do a pickup day, get all the things done that we want to. Here are some beautiful butterfly topiaries on the way in. Last time we were here, we were running to a ride, so I didn't stop to appreciate them. Beautiful. I like the flowers, the giant flowers. Looks like they light up too. I can see cords in them. There's butterfly. Over near Figment is a flavored popcorn cart. And in here we have buffalo blue cheese, cheddar cheese, and sour cream and chives. Individually, they're all pretty good, but together, they're great. We had read about this. I mean, I like popcorn anyway, but we'd read about this, and I like flavored popcorn. Joshua read about it somewhere. People were really enjoying it, so we thought we would try some. It's $6 for this size of a cup, and you can get whatever combination you want. You can also get the buckets, and then it's only a refill. We left our bucket in the car because I didn't think we could use it for this, so that's my fault. But anyway, it's reasonable for a good amount of popcorn that's flavored. Here's Daisy being recognized with a topiary. Love her flower bow and flower dress. And then they have various flowers. A daisy flower there. And marigolds. I like daisies. This is just on the other side of the Spaceship Earth that you can see over there, leading to, well, you can't really see it, but International Gateway over there. No, I guess I didn't get our picture.
On a commuter train that runs on magnetic force. Your team is always available for brainstorming, even while you commute, thanks to a personal digital assistant that carries all your files. The board meetings can be such a blast. Great job, but you were terrific with some technology. Like wireless technology that brings you news while you're at the beach.
It looks like a newspaper for some reason.
Or should I say the beginning of your future?
More topiaries. Here is Pluto. He's got some balloons down there. So you have Pluto. His collar is made of sunflowers, it looks like. And then there's the back of Goofy. I'll walk around. Again, great use of color for the jacket. Oh, and the gloves too. It looks more like that mossy stuff you can see. He's pretty giant. Last time we were here, we started in Canada and worked our way around that way. Today we are starting in Mexico and working our way around the other way. And when we were here last time, it was not super busy, but it's a Friday night at Epcot, and so I expect it to be, well, busier than it was before, but not as busy as, say, it could be during the middle of the summer. But I think people like to get off work and then come to Epcot to have dinner or have a few drinks. Good for them. Decided to do the Grand Fiesta Tour since it's air conditioned. This is the best ride ever because of air conditioning right now. It was supposed to be rainy today, but it really did not rain. We've been expecting it. It'd be nice to drop the temperature. This whole thing is in a step pyramid, and there's a step pyramid there. It's like step pyramidception. Also, there's a restaurant over there, which reminds me a lot of the Blue Bayou in Disneyland, where you go by on Pirates near a restaurant that's inside. So they're searching for Donald because he's an irresponsible hack and didn't show up for a show. So they have to continuously look for him through very Mexican-looking landmarks. Well, not looking landmarks. They really are Mexican landmarks. And for a brief moment, it's almost like you've been transported into Small World. These are a little more, what's that, paper mache looking than they are like the Small World ones. And they're doing a Donald Piñata. Yay, mariachi band! And then these ladies who love Donald. Her ladies. Donald's not for you. Oh look, they found him! They should be giving him a what for blowing off the show. I've always really liked that firework effect on the ceiling. It's pretty neat actually. Sing and we samba, we sing. Ay caramba! Ay caramba! I don't know. Three caballeros say we are birds of a feather. We've moved on from the Mexico Pavilion, so the next pavilion you hit is Norway, which is right over here. Norway has a few things in it. There's the Frozen ride, of course. That's probably the most famous thing over here. And then you can meet Anna and Elsa over there. Oh, this woman's eating one of those cotton candy designs that are very popular. I gotta find that. I think it's over in China. There's that stave church from earlier in the video where the Norse gods were. It's listed up there, or this is where they were in. And they also have the Kringla Bakery, which has Norwegian desserts in it. There's something called the schoolbread that we actually enjoy getting. We're not on this trip because we're trying new things, but we do enjoy getting that and having it. It's sort of a peppery bread that has a cream inside. It's good, and there's like coconut on the top. I know it sounds weird, but it's very good. And next up will be China. Here he is doing the cotton candy creations. Hard to see from here, but there's a number of creations you can get, and they vary in price from $7 for the heart to $15 for a very big flower. And there's, what, 5 different designs. This is the Chinese pavilion, and They have a movie in here that we saw earlier in the video, Reflections of China. They also have some street performers called, well, they're acrobats, Chinese acrobats, and I got a little bit of that, a little bit of the end here. After China, you come to this sort of African area, not any particular African, but African outpost. So they don't really have a pavilion for Africa. It's really more of just an outpost, but really what I wanted to show you was the Lion King topiary, which is right over here. So you have a Simba and a Rafiki, and you also have a Mufasa and a Sarabi. The kid is not supposed to be in that plants. Anyway, again, it's just gorgeous. Looks like they have walnuts for eyes or something like that, some kind of seed. The next pavilion up is the German pavilion, and here's what they have in their food booth. We're actually going to get that toasted pretzel topped with the ham and the Gruyere cheese. And I was hoping that they would have some kind of a Riesling, but it doesn't look like they do. Oh, boo. Food and Wine always has Rieslings. Not that I'm comparing them. Also over in the German pavilion, because it's a German fairy tale, is Snow White. Oh, she's hard to see over there. But Snow White is over there. Meeting and greeting. She always has a pretty good line. Yeah, she's very popular. Here's the pretzel bread. I'll pick it up and take a bite. Oh, it's warm. Oh yeah. That ham is pretty good. And the cheese is melted on it. Yeah, it's pretty good. I know almost everything we eat here we say we recommend, but it's because we order things we know we're probably going to like. In this case, pretzel bread with ham and cheese, that sounds amazing. The rest of the German pavilion is mostly restaurants and shops. And there's a beer area over there, and it's Germany, not surprisingly. We are gonna get the caramel couche, which we always get. That's that Werther's original popcorn. We tend to save it for the plane so that we have a little snack on our way home as a reminder of our trip. I wish that I could convey how wonderful it smells in here right now. Just that caramel smell hits you, and it's honestly not too sweet of a smell, but it just hits you, and it's that, oh, it smells like warm home. It smells like Christmas.
Sorry, my husband is online. I'm waiting for him.
There they are. And they're usually warm because they make it fresh all day long. Ooh, there it is in its natural state. It's being harvested and placed into its bag. Yes, Josh was saying it's free-range caramel couche, and then it's being tamed and put into a bag. Here's all the things they have. Caramel on top chocolate covered pineapple. Pretty much anything you can put caramel on, they have. It's that Werther's caramel. And you can see the prices too.
Also get 1 bag of popcorn and a chocolate cookie.
Wow, this all looks so good. Here is a view from the German pavilion. You can see China over there. Norway's popping up behind China. Spaceship Earth, International Gateway. Those floats out in the middle, the barges, are for the nighttime show called Illuminations. We saw it on our honeymoon and sort of a dated show, so we haven't really seen it since then. They are going to be changing it soon, so maybe, I don't know, one of these trips we'll watch it again. But meh. We're going to continue on. The little village with the trains right over here. So there's the German pavilion, and the trains are here, and Italy's right over there. So heading towards Italy now. Italy's a lot like Germany, where really it's just restaurants and shops. They have a wine shop there too, which is very popular. Sometimes we come visit with friends and they enjoy going there and getting samplers of wine, whereas Germany's bigger on beer, of course. Italy is bigger on wine. Here in Italy, the booth is the Primavera Kitchen. There's a pizza and it's just a pizza. There's fried green tomatoes. That actually looks good, but I'm not as huge of a tomato fan. We are going to get the zeppoli, or powdered cheese fritters, powdered sugar. That's sweet. And it looks like they have some wines and an Italian margarita with limoncello and tequila. That actually sounds good, but I don't really want to drink right now. Anyway, we're going to try the zeppoli and we'll let you know what we think.
There, good lighting.
Okay, here's the zeppoli. I haven't tried it yet. Josh had a bite and said it's amazing. Let me take a bite.
Fried dough, how can you go wrong?
Yeah, I mean, it's fried dough covered in Nutella and a kind of raspberry sauce. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, it's really good. Yeah. After we had something salty, the pretzel bread.
This is perfect
I was
balance.
looking for something sweet, and this is a good balance. And it's not too sweet, actually. You think it would be, because it's covered in powdered sugar and Nutella. It has the raspberry, but that's really good. All right, I'm gonna go back to eating more of that.
So this is the Italy Pavilion. There's a lot of food here. Some wine, some drinks. The famous bell tower. In the center, there's a court where during our Festival of the Holidays visit, they had La Befana, who talked about the holidays in Italy. It's a great video to see if you haven't seen that. I would honestly say that Epcot is my favorite during the holidays. It's beautiful then with all the wonderful stories and different food. There's a pizzeria in the back. We've eaten there a few times. I personally thought it was very good. I enjoyed it. We've taken a friend before. We've seen them do some flag performances here. I don't know if they still do, and I would feel really bad if they stopped doing it because it was really quite wonderful. If you've ever seen Under the Tuscan Sun, they do something like that as well. We have a beautiful fountain hidden away back here. This used to be the smoking section for Italy, but as we have commented before, there is no smoking anymore in any Disney park. Tutto Italia, one of the restaurants here. I think the higher end one compared to others. It's got some beautiful architecture. I was an art history and art graduate student years ago. Now I teach art and design. And so I love all of the Italian details, and I need to get myself to Italy to really appreciate everything I've studied. Turning around, taking a look at the lagoon, giving you a good sense of what's all around us. I feel like there needs to be more to do in Italy, but I still appreciate it for the architecture and design.
Josh was just filming via Napoli over here, but They also have, next to the Napoli, this sort of like side pizza, which has been under construction forever. But anyway, it's open now. This is their menu. It's just quick kind of pizza. They have a sandwich. We decided against the pizza because we didn't want any more red sauce like we had yesterday for dinner. We always have Tums handy because we are out of our eating element when we're here at Disney. Oh, my hair's a mess. We're out of our element here, so your tummy or your heartburn or whatever can act up while you're here. That music you hear is the Garden Rocks. I mentioned earlier in the video about Herman and the Hermits, or maybe just one person from that band that's now carrying on the name. In any case, they're playing right now as we enter the American Pavilion.
I'm well and feeling fine.
He's out in the audience.
Don't let on. Don't say she's broke my heart. How you doing, Mum? I'd go down on my knees, but it's no good to pine. Walking, thank you, I didn't thank you. Even in a crowd, well, you pick her out. Pat O'Day makes a bloke feel so proud. Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely daughter. Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely daughter. You grew up nicely, very nice. Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely daughter. Is that your daughter? Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely daughter. There you go. I feel like a ride now, fellas. There you go, great. I'm going back on the stage. Meet people that I know. I'm sorry I can't stop and chat because I've got a show going on here. Oh, I've loved you all my life. Since I was... Hello, how are you? Well, have I met everybody now? I'm sorry, I don't have... They want us off here, and we're coming back for another show later on this evening. Anybody that I didn't make shake hands, sign an autograph, or give a kiss on the cheek. 1 million buzz! Save it the first! I'm at a really ain't I am. At a really ain't I am. I got married to the widow next door. She's been married 7 times before, and everyone was an enemy. Wouldn't have a Willie or a Sam. I'm a right now man, I'm an enemy. And a really ain't I am. Here we go! Hey! Henry!
I was saying earlier that we didn't have much connection to this, but man, that was really good. He's very entertaining. Here is the American Pavilion. That's where the Garden Rocks is. That's where the theater is. You can hear it behind me still. They do a show called The American Adventure. A bit of trivia that we found out a couple days ago is American Adventure is the longest attraction. Clocks in just about 30 minutes. It's a video, but there's also animatronics that come up. It's really interesting to watch. Very patriotic and American as you watch it, going back through history. And not all just the good history either. They don't just wash over things, which is kind of nice. There's a really good, interesting part about two brothers. One wore blue and gray, about the Civil War. It's very interesting. In any case, they also have some a cappella singers here, but their last show was a few hours ago. Probably because now there's the concerts going on. So we're going to try the Smokehouse Barbecue and Brews because America! And you know what? I love barbecue. I don't care about the American thing. I love barbecue. Oh, there's a Mickey and Minnie topiary over here. I didn't see this before. So, that's nice. I love sunflowers. Sunflowers are some of my favorites. Boy, these little black bugs that you see right there in Josh's
Love
shirt.
bugs.
Josh calls them love bugs, so that's what other people said they are all, because we asked him what they were. They're all over the place on this trip. See them flying around probably in the video. Pretty cool topiary. Here's where they have the Smokehouse Barbecue. We are going to get that beef brisket, burnt ends, and smoked pork belly slider. And they also have some drinks down there. Interesting enough, usually they have something from Colorado, but not this time. They're all in Florida except for one California wine. Okay, so here's the beef brisket and pork belly slider. That pickle on top is amazing. You see I've already taken a bite of it. We've both had a bite so far. What do you think, Josh?
I think your choice of words was wonderful. It's decadent.
It is absolutely decadent.
But it's very good.
It's good. I mean, you know, it looks small because it kind of is, but there's a lot of meat packed in there. So, very, very good. This is, if you like decadent meat dishes, this is the way to go.
That's a good pickle.
That slider was one of my favorite things we've had here, probably ever. It was so good. And then Josh realized they had barbecue sauce too, so we put a little bit of that. There was a spicy and a sweet. I like spicy things, so we had the spicy barbecue sauce, which made it even better. So we recommend that, of course. Barbecue is always worthwhile. The next pavilion up is the Japanese pavilion. There's a couple restaurants in that building right there. There's the Teppan Edo, which is your hibachi restaurant, and then another one, which is just sort of typical Japanese. I forget the name of it offhand, but we've always thought about trying the Teppan Edo, but we have hibachi in Denver, plenty of them. So, and this is just sort of a more expensive hibachi. And then there's also, it's hard to see, but behind this temple here, you go up past this Japanese garden, and there's this sort of small counter service restaurant up there, which we've had before. If you've seen previous videos, then you've seen them. And as usual, when we're in Japan, we got our kakigoris. Josh gets the strawberry, and I get the cherry, and that's just an icy with flavoring on the top, and then they put condensed milk on it. And I always ask for extra condensed milk, because then it's like cherries and cream, and Josh gets strawberries and cream. Delicious.
Always.
Yeah, these are super good. We weren't gonna get them on this trip because we wanted to try new things, but I don't know if we could ever come here and not get one. At the booth in Japan, they have something called frushi, which is essentially fruit sushi. It has coconut rice in it, it has various fruits in it, and then it comes with whipped cream and some raspberry sauce that you can dip it. This nice lady is letting me take a video of her frushi. I've had it before, so I didn't want to get it again, but I think it looks amazing, so thank you.
It's okay.
All right, here's an incredibly picturesque view. I mean, I think you could look anywhere in Epcot and it's picturesque, but check that out. The sun hitting the spaceship Earth over there and the clouds. I mean, this is beautiful. Just kind of a check-in. So this is spaceship Earth, obviously. England's over there, so is Canada. Canada's mostly behind trees, but you can see it kind of popping up there. And then we're coming over here because we're leaving the Japan Pavilion. And we are heading to Morocco, which is over here. There's their food booth. There's some fried cauliflower here that I think I want to try. All right, I'm gonna go try it. So here's the taste of Marrakesh. That's the fried cauliflower. Ooh, chili ranch sauce. They have baklava. Yes, they do. I love baklava. And various drinks that they have. But I'm not normally a huge cauliflower fan, but I love fried cauliflower. And we've heard good things about this, so we're gonna try it. Well, here it is, the fried cauliflower. That actually looks really amazing. Are you trying some, Josh?
Yeah, I'm not even a cauliflower person.
He's not really a cauliflower person, but let's see what he says. How is it? It's good? I can see that on his face. Okay, I gotta have some now. We'll let you know what we think. If Josh likes it, I'm sure I will too. Josh had to go get some water because this is actually pretty spicy, so I just wanted to show you more Morocco. There's the Spice Road table. We had a drink from there last time we were here. You can do henna over there, and there's also a market here. And then the actual pavilion itself goes back. In one of my other videos, went back there and looked at the different shops and such. This is the Epcot video from last December. And there's mostly just shops back there, and then there's also Restaurant Marrakesh, which is sort of their higher end one. Josh is getting water from the table service restaurant, or excuse me, the counter service restaurant, because they'll always give you free water. Anyway, we need it after having this because it's really spicy. This is as far as we've gotten, but oh my gosh, it is so good. There's sort of this chili flavor to it, which is amazing. I've been mentioning the Spice Road table. I thought I'd show you the menu. We got the hummus fries down here, which were, I feel like we only paid $9 for them, but I guess on here they're $9.95. And yeah, this is the medium, remember. One of the nice things about eating at this place is that if you get here in the evening just before the show starts for illuminations. You can get a great view because it's right here on the water. So if you get one of those tables over there, you can watch illuminations right from here, have your meal, and watch the show. In any case, I hear good things about it. And it's Mediterranean food. If you've ever had it, this is that type of thing. But we enjoyed what we've had from here in the past. You walk out of Morocco into France, where the light is pink. And over there is the Florida Fresh. That's where we had the shrimp and grits that first day that we were here. And it was good. And I would eat that again, but I don't want it right now. Speaking of good, I remember the shrimp and grits had a little bit of spice to it. Those fried cauliflower, oh my gosh, they were spicy. Good. I enjoy spicy. Josh could only have a little bit because he's not as much of a spicy fan as I am. But I thought they were amazing. And with the sauce, it was incredible. But I think some people could be turned off by the spice of it because it was pretty hot. And so here's France. There's Le Chef de France, which is one of their restaurants. This is the middle end restaurant. I guess middle's not really an end, but you know what I mean. It's the middle priced restaurant because they also have the patisserie, which is really just sandwiches and bakery items and such, and that's their counter service. And then they have Monsieur Paul's, which is in the back, and that is their more expensive French food. There's their booth. There wasn't really anything at their booth that we wanted, but oh boy, at the last festival they had this brie cheese fondue that was incredible. I've always liked the French Pavilion, it's nice. And we saw the Beauty and the Beast topiary last time. What I liked about the French Pavilion, which is easy to miss if you're not looking up, is in the back there is the Eiffel Tower, just behind all the buildings. And I also like water features. Like I like this fountain. I've always liked fountains. It's beautiful. It's really nice. There's that Kermit topiary again. And I have one of these boards over here.
Oh, do we go this way?
Some more checking in relation to where things are from each other. There's the American Pavilion straight across over there, and then Japan, you can see that. Morocco sticking out there, and I tell you, the light is pink right over there in France, like as you're walking in. I'm not kidding about that. It's very La Vie en Rose. Looking at life through rose-colored glasses. And then France is over here. And one thing I've always liked, I've mentioned this before, is now we're walking to England, and to walk to England, you have to go over this bridge where there is water going through on each side, and that is meant to represent the English Channel that you would have to cross between England and France. It's interesting, it's kind of clever in a way. It's not very obvious if you don't know that fact, then you just wouldn't know it. It's not like there's big signs saying you're crossing the English Channel. But it's a neat kind of attention to detail that they take. Here we are walking into, oh look, there's a wedding party coming by. Wow. It'd be nice to have a wedding here in Epcot. Yay! Wow. So this is England, walking to England. Last time I was here, I showed a topiary of these guys here. So they have a fish and chip shop there. And there are some shops over here. There's a tea shop, and there's a shop with football gear, and various other English stuff like Doctor Who. There's stuff over there too. There's a band in the back. You can kind of hear them from here. And they're pretty good. We've watched them before. And no recreation of England would be complete without the pub. This is the Rose and Crown Public House. We were in there one time when everybody got kicked out because it was rowdy. It wasn't riotous, it was just rowdy. But I really like walking down these cobblestone streets. I mean, I've never been to England. Josh has, and he says that it really does sort of feel like England here. There's the Winnie the Pooh and Rabbit topiary over there. Sportsman shop. This is the tea shop over here called the Queen's Table. We're gonna walk back and watch the band a little bit. Over here is the Lords and Ladies. One of these shops will do your last name and print out your crest and such. I think it's over here in the Crown and Crest. All right, let's check these guys out. country on our world tour is Canada. Canada is mostly shops. There is a video back there narrated by Martin Short, which is pretty funny. I mean, he's a funny guy, and we've watched it a few times. It's also in circle vision, the way the Chinese impressions, I'm sorry, the reflections of China. And then of course there's the Le Cellier Steakhouse that we were talking about in the earlier video. Not a lot to do here. We don't really spend a lot of time. Occasionally every third or fourth trip we'll go watch the Canada film. And there's a live band on occasion too, which we'll stop and watch for a little while. All these people are camping out here because Illuminations is going to happen over there on the water. And checking in again, you can see the American pavilions right over there. We're approaching the International Gateway, which is the entrance to the World Showcase. I was kind of worried that we'd get through this really fast, but the park closes in about 30 minutes and we're just getting through the World Showcase now. And even though the park closes at 9, that's also when Illuminations, the show, begins. So even though it closes at 9, you don't have to leave at 9. When we were here last time, we talked about getting the wildflower honey mascarpone cheesecake. We weren't hungry for it at the time, but now I think I can stand a little bit of dessert. So we're gonna go, and so this is out here on the walkway, and then you just come back here past all of these pollinating flowers. I don't see any bees though. We're gonna get the cheesecake, see what we think. I'm sure we'll love it, but let's see what we think. All right, here's the cheesecake. So there's cheesecake, which I think is that, and then there's also like a meringue, that's these little parts in the middle, and there's a little bit of like honey ice cream, which I think is here. Okay, let's see what we think of this. Check that out. I can't tell if that's like reflections of fireworks or if that's really lightning in that cloud. As you walk out, you walk under Spaceship Earth. Looking great at this time of night.
It's fake. It's amazing.
We were talking about how clean it looks. They must wash that
Or
fairly
the rain,
often.
maybe?
Or
I
maybe
don't
the
know.
rain washes it. Speaking of rain, it was supposed to, according to the weather that we saw when we came here, be very showery all last night and all tonight. It didn't rain at all last night. It did a little bit during the day when we were at Animal Kingdom, but not even that much. And it didn't rain at all tonight. Not that I'm complaining about that, we were very prepared for it. But having an overcast day would have been nice. I've shown these before, but hidden within some of these tiles are lights. And as you walk out, they just sort of light up and light your way. We're saying goodbye to Epcot, and we're saying goodbye to our last night in Walt Disney World. We still have one more day. Tomorrow we're gonna be in Magic Kingdom. Our plane doesn't leave until the mid-afternoon, so we have a little bit of time to go play around the Magic Kingdom, and then we'll say our proper goodbyes.